So can you tell us about Smoke on the Water?
Sure. So I've been doing events in Philly for 20 plus years now, which means I've lived in Philly longer than that. But anyway, I've been smoking cigars for over 20 years. I used to smoke a cigar after my parties. I've done events in, different areas of the city, different type of parties, but they were never cigar parties. So I started throwing cigar parties back in 2012, actually here, but it wasn't really a quote-unquote cigar party. It was a party where you could actually smoke. So fast forward, started a cigar company in 2013, rebranded in 2018. It's actually the 6-year anniversary of Diamante Roja this weekend in Atlanta. Cheap plug. But right when the pandemic hit, I was in plans of putting together a big cigar event. I just didn't know where, didn't know how, didn't know it was going to be here, none of that stuff. So during the pandemic, I had some time to think about, what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. Ironically, I get a call from the Mooshaloo. That's where we are, this beautiful location. And they wanted to put something together. I had been doing cigars for them for their weddings and other corporate events and everything else. So I asked them, I was like, listen, I think I'm ready to come back to the boat, right? And they were like, cool, let's do it. I was like, but can I do cigars? They were like, you know what? That's a great idea. What do you want to call it? Literally, boom, like that. I said, Smoke on the Water. It's a song. It's actually a rock song, like a soft rock song, whatever you want to call it, by a group called Deep Purple. But growing up the way I did, I got exposed to all kind of music, and I always remember that song. So I'm like, we're on the water. I want to smoke. Boom, Smoke on the Water. That's how I was born.
So I've been telling my AC folks about Mooshaloo for a minute. Explain to them just how Mike Jackson in this situation is, because I think they don't really know.
Well, first, it's not just me. I do have a partner, Doug Smar out of Trenton, EJ Henry out of Philly by way of Tampa now. He lives in Tampa now. Lance Lopez also out of Trenton, and a host of other people that just keep sharing the event for me. They keep posting it for me. I appreciate them. They're an extension of my team, so to speak. So we got a nice little family that helps put this together. So I can't take all the credit, but I am kind of the host, the face, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry, I forgot your question.
Talk to us about the venue itself.
So the Mooshaloo is a historic venue, first of all. It was built in 1904. People joke and say it was a slave ship, but built in 1904. It's kind of impossible, but you know how people are. But nah, man, it's been all over the world, and it docked in Philly. I want to say 30 years ago. That I might don't quote me on that. You can Google it. But it's a beautiful restaurant. It has 5 decks above ground, or above, on top of the boat or whatever. The restaurant's down below. They do some outdoor dining too. You can look up Mooshaloo online, get a reservation. The food is amazing. But they do a lot of weddings, and they're already set up for events and for parties. So I did my first event here in 2010, and people just love it, man. You have the city on one side, perfect view of the city, especially during the day when the sun is out and it's a beautiful day. You have the river, Delaware River, right behind me. You have the city of Camden across the river. You got beautiful views of the bridges and some of the other buildings, man. It's literally the best venue to have an outdoor party in the city, hands down.